Steelers Nation, how are we doing? This is the Here We Go podcast, and I'm your host, the Sports Wizard. Today, I just want to be talking about some updated quarterback targets, because I've just been thinking over these past couple of days before free agency starts about prices for these guys, and we're going to do a big deep dive in this video. This should be about a 10 to 15 minute video, so let's get this ball rolling. Alright, so hopping into this, I just want to say a little disclaimer here. Geno Smith did get traded to the Las Vegas Raiders, so he will not be in this video, and the Seahawks will not be in the market. And I think they're going to draft someone, so that won't really impact what I'm talking about here. But I just thought that was a good heads up to give you guys. Also, I'm going to be ranking these guys on fits contracts on a scale of 1 to 10. Alright, so let's get this party started by going over the two most likely options, and Mr. Unlimited and Justin Fields. Alright, so I think at this moment in time, Justin Fields is slightly more likely. However, I'll get into what I really think about that in a moment here. Alright, so in my opinion, I would prefer Justin Fields over Russell Wilson as long as the contract is within $10 to $15 million a year. Like, if it's going to be 2 years, $40 million for both of them, I'd go Russ, because I think Russ is the better player. I get Fields is more upside, but I want Cam Hayward to get a Super Bowl ring because he really deserves it. So that's personally my take on it. But the projected for him is around $12.5 million. Some stuff might be saying $8 million. That's not gonna happen. It's gonna be $15 million most likely. So we'll say $15 million actually. $15 million for Justin Fields. Honestly, I'd give that a 6.5. That's a D. If you're keeping score right there. I don't know. I feel like that wouldn't turn out good. It's not even that I don't like Fields as a player. I do. Very exciting to watch. It's just when he played. I know people like to say he got better as the games went on. Like against the Colts, he had a great game, or so you think. They still lost that game, though. And then when he did win, it just so happened to be the 4 games that the defense allowed less than 13 points. And, if you think the Steelers' defense, they have a great defense. Don't get it twisted. But they're going to do that over a 17-game schedule. You've lost your damn mind. So for that, I'm giving it a 6.5 out of 10. All right, now we got Russell Wilson. Now, he's projected $25 million contract, but I once again think it's going to be more like $20 million contract. So 2 years, $40 million, we'll say. I'm giving that an 8.2. So that's an 82. That's a B- for anyone keeping score at home. Honestly, the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm liking the idea of bringing Russ back to the Berg. Because look, granted, I would love to get Courtland Sutton or DK Metcalf because he has chemistry with those guys, and George Pickens he also built a lot of chemistry with. But also, he's a better player in general. You look at all of the stats, he's better, except for rushing, which that's Fields' big thing. But he was okay in rushing. He didn't even run that much. But back to Russell Wilson right here. If this price gets out of control, 25 to 30 mil over to 2 year span, so up to 2 years, $50 to $60 million, I'd be out of those negotiations. I would put that at a 5. At a 5, man. He's good, but if you're paying him $30 mil a year, that's half your cap space that you have this offseason. And then what? You'd be able to get maybe Chris Godwin at 22 mil, and then what? Mike Hilton, Nate Hobbs, maybe. One of those two, and then maybe get some draft pieces. That's all you'd be able to do. Granted, they could still cut Larry Ogunjobi and get some more cap. But I'd say the maximum I'm willing to do for quarterback position is, it depends on the guy also. But I'd say in general, the max I'm willing to do is $30 million. And that would be for someone getting traded. I don't know off the top of my head. Maybe a Baker Mayfield. I would say Geno Smith, but I'm just spitballing here, obviously. That's not really realistic options, but I wouldn't do it for Sam Darnold. So maybe I'm going down to $22 million for Russ. Because he is the quarterback I'd be willing to pay the most money to. I won't lie right there. All right, next up we got Mr. Rodgers of the New York Football Jets. He's probably going to get cut. In fact, he's definitely going to get cut. They announced they'll move on from him. But yeah, he's projected 2 years, $25 million. For that, I'd probably give that a 6.3 on my scale. Just because, that's just too expensive for me, man. It really is. It's not that, it's a good price for him. But I don't think the Steelers are going to be able to compete if they're paying him $25 million a year. You know? Yeah, but if he's willing to do like 18, 20 million a year, that goes up to like 9-2, 9-1. Man, Rodgers could really strive in the Berg, especially if we can bring in a Devontae Adams and get that duo floating together. George Pickens said that was his dream teammate on a little discount to try to compete for a Super Bowl for one final rodeo. And then after this year also, it's a good QB class next year. We can just do a full rebuild, trade. We gotta keep TJ Watt. He's like the cornerstone, but trade Alex Highsmith, and then like your first round pick from next year, try to move up to like number 2, number 1 overall, and then you can take a Nico Imolavi. I'm sorry, I'm mispronouncing his name, or Sam Levitt, who Hines Ward compared to Ben Roethlisberger. So yeah, if we can make that happen, I'd give that like a 9.1, 9.2. The next up, we're gonna go to Derek Carr. I don't think he's getting cut. So realistically, I'm just not even going to put him on this list, but I just thought it was worth mentioning him for all those Derek Carr stands. Now we're going to move on to a route that's becoming more increasingly likely by the day, and that's going to be taking Shedeur Sanders with the 21st pick. I'm giving this a negative 17.3 out of 10, just because, honestly, he's a bust. He got, like, a swagger to him that I don't know why he has. I get he's Prime's kid, but he should not be having that swagger to him. Cam Moore's not going to be here at that pick no matter what, really, so I'm not even going to include him. But, man, he's a bust. He really is. He's like, I prefer Tyler Slow and Jackson Dart over him. And Kyle McCord's on the cusp of being better than him, too. Come on. If you're going to talk this big game, then you got to have the film to back it up, and he just don't really have that. So, yeah, negative 17.8 out of 10 for me. All right, then next up, my next plan is drafting a guy in the second or third round, like a Tyler Slow, Jackson Dart, or Kyle McCord, someone like that. My personal pick there would be Tyler Slow, but I'd be cool for Jackson Dart. I don't think Kyle McCord is just a good fit, but yeah, I'd be cool with any of those three. And then also bringing in a Jacoby Brissett, I gotta think of some names here. Marcus Mariota, Daniel Jones. Someone that can, maybe not Daniel Jones, but, mentor them. Depending on their play style. If you're gonna bring in Kyle McCord, who's, kind of a big arm, just let it loose guy. Don't bring in Marcus Mariota. Bring someone with a play style, kind of like a Ryan Tannehill, maybe. That's, doesn't really have mobility, but it's got a solid arm. And we can kind of, repeat the Drake May situation in New England, where, the mentor guy plays the first 3-4 games of the season. Then the rookie comes in eventually once the team's 2-2, 1-3, and then the rookie hopefully goes on an insanity run. But it stays in insanity forever until the man eventually retires. And I can see that with Tyler Shuck, because I think he's the most NFL ready, which he better be if he's 26 years old. So, yeah, honestly, I don't think he's going to be a good ball player. He's my personal pick for this plan. And I don't recall if I already said it, but just to reiterate it, I would give this plan around an 8.7 out of 10 because it checks all the boxes for the present and the future. Or maybe not the present, but it's developing for the future, and I think I'm fine with doing that. Because, if you get Tyler Shuck, he might only need a year or two to, just fully be ready for this NFL system, kind of. And TJ Watt would still be at a high level. George Pickens, they extend him. He'd be at a high level. Joey Porter Jr., as you see on your screen right now, he could still be pretty solid. And then, yeah, Pat Freiermuth, obviously, maybe a receiver guy they bring in. Cam Hayward might have, 2 more years left in him, I hope. And maybe, that final year, Tyler Shuck or someone can really just ride it home and help him get a Super Bowl in his final year, which that would be one hell of a storybook and Peyton Manning-esque. With that, that'll do it for this video. And here we go, Steelers. Here we go.